What up, what up, what up? It's your man's Wolf Waddell, aka Mr. Group Economics, and today we're going to talk a little bit about debt to income and what does that mean in the world of real estate. When it talks about getting pre-approved for a property, what does that mean? So essentially your debt to income, and that's how they're going to establish how much of a home you can afford. So that's why when you're thinking about buying a house, you want to really make sure that your debt at that time is very low. All right. So income, we already know how much money you're bringing in the house every month, but they're going to go and say, okay, you bring in this much money, but you have to pay for your car. You have your student loan payments. You have credit card payments you have to make. You have maybe 2 vehicles. Some of the major bills, they're going to take that against the balance or the income that you bring in monthly into the house, right? Now, they don't calculate the small things like, cell phone bills or your light bills, but the main big bills that report on your credit monthly are the ones that they're going to take into consideration when figuring out your pre-approval amount. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you're looking to buy a house, if you got some credit cards, try to work on paying those balances down, because the lower those balances, the less is going to go against your what we call debt to income ratio. All right. So make sure you got those type of things paid down. Sometimes if you're very close to paying off a car, I'll advise that pay off your car, because it's going to help you when you start to look at your approval rates. What they're going to do is they're going to take the amount of money that you bring in, and they're going to take a percentage off of it. And that's going to kind of represent taxes and 401k and things like that. So they may say you make $10,000 a month and we're going to take off 40%, right? So now that's $4,000 a month they take off. So now they're working with the $6,000 a month that you have left there. And from that $6,000 a month, they'll start to deduct and subtract the bills you have, your car note, your student loan, your credit card debt, the big bills they know that's coming out. So say from there you have another $2,500 worth of things. You got some credit cards, you got a car, you got some student loan payments. So we take out that, right? You snatch out another $2,500. So you were at $6K, and then you take out your other $2,500. That's going to leave you with $3,500. They're going to look at this amount and say, this is the amount that we feel you may comfortably be able to use towards housing. And that is how they'll discover how much of a house you can afford. And they'll look at current interest rates, and they'll say, okay, at the current interest rate, if you buy a house for $390,000, this is about what your payment would be. So we're going to approve you for up to $300,000 to buy a home, or $400,000 to buy a home, right? So that's how they're going to calculate, and how debt to income plays a major role in your approval and the property that you're going to buy. So some quick tips and reminders that you want to do is you focus on paying down some of the debt. If you got a car that's close to being paid off, you might want to pay that off. You have credit card balances that might be a little high. You might want to work on those and get those down. The lower you can get that debt to income ratio down, the more affordability they'll approve you for. Another jewel and another thing is you want to go with a payment that's comfortable for you. They may look at a house and say, hey, you could afford a $500,000 house, because they're going to just use a simple method. But you yourself know your personal life, right? Well, I like to travel, and I spend $6,000 a year traveling, right? So you do not have to use up that amount. They say you're approved for $500K. You do not have to purchase a house for $500K. Look at the amount that you're comfortable with and say, you know what, I'm comfortable with this type of payment. So let me look for houses in this price range, because I like to travel. And while, it seems as though I have the extra money, it would prohibit me from traveling the way I like to travel, right? Or I'm an aggressive saver. And while I can technically afford that payment, I'll no longer be able to save 20% or whatever of my check. So you may want to always consider that you do not have to purchase at the max value. I see most people, they say I'm approved for 500. I'm looking for houses up to 520. For some reason, they want to go over. But you do not have to do that. And it's actually not best, because when they give you that payment, they're really maxing it out. They're saying, here's the most you can afford. So you don't want to go right up to that amount. Now, sometimes it's just what you're looking for, it falls in that price point, and you just have to max it out because it's the best you can get for the amount you're approved for. But if not, keep that in mind. You do not have to purchase up to that high amount, that full approval amount. So thanks for watching. You got any questions about real estate, just tap in. Let's talk. Let's build some wealth, and let's make it happen. Peace.